Welcome closers to the Siro Sales Academy powered by Grosso University. My name is Dominic Caminata, and I'm honored to be joined in the studio today with Joe Jordan, the CEO of Siro, and Daniel Coomes-Barry, our sales training director here at Grosso University. And we're going to be breaking down step 4 of our 11-step process, which is a measure and inspection. And we're going to discuss how we can leverage the full power of Siro to maximize this critical step in the sales process. What is really the primary goals and objectives of the measure and inspection phase of the sales process? What are we really trying to accomplish here?
Well, I always want to create a sense of urgency. How much do homeowners actually know about their house? When's the last time you went through and looked at every window in your home? Never. We need to expose these people to what's actually going on in their home. This is home diagnostics. Basically walk them through it. Here's how this should be operating. Here's how it is operating. Uh-oh, we got to do something here. And they have to come to that conclusion on their own.
One objection I don't want to have to deal with in the close is, oh, Dominic, we're really not in the market now. We're just gathering information, getting ideas. We're thinking maybe this is a next year project, but we appreciate your time. So ideally, the best way to overcome any objection is to what?
Bring it up first.
Bring it up first and overcome it proactively, not reactively. So one objection we have to accomplish and overcome here, procrastination. We want to create a strong sense of urgency. So here's what it was trained when you're talking about the cycle of motivation to me from Rick Grosso himself. People do not go from problem to solution, especially when it requires their time and or money. How you go from problem to solution is first I have to create awareness.
What we see is not that the top reps, although they are better at handling objections when they come up, it's that they get the objections less often.
Yeah.
They handled it in the inspection, in the survey, before they got the thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%. That's the only way the close could ever be the natural conclusion. And sometimes we talk about taking away the keys of the getaway car, right? So the homeowner has several different getaway cars they can choose from in the close. I want to take away all those keys throughout, one being procrastination. So at the end, the only obstacle I have left on the table is affordability.
You got to think, first of all, what type of purchase is this? You know, a homeowner is buying a roof or they're buying windows. Is that super exciting? It's just maintenance. So more often than not, they realized they had an issue with this years ago. I've had people who told me, yeah, we've been talking about doing the windows for a while. Actually, we noticed it when we first bought the house. And I'd be like, oh, you guys just moved in? They're like, yeah, I've been here 12 years. That's a lot of thinking, man. You guys knew about this 12 years ago? I get it. It's out of sight, out of mind. So what we need to do is show them that that little symptom that they notice is just that. It's a symptom, and the underlying problem could be exponentially worse, right? There's structural damage. There's secondary damage caused by water infiltration, which leads to mold. There are health ramifications. So we have to make them aware of what's actually happening here. Why do you have a small stain on your drywall? Well, because your roof's been leaking for 5 years. We need to get up in the attic and see what's actually going on here. Hey closers, it's Dan Coomes-Barry from Grosso University. I'm the sales trainer who runs our monthly Sales Academy Masterclass, where we walk you through our 11-step process for in-home sales in the home improvement industry. This process is perfect for salespeople of any level of experience, whether you're green coming right into the field or you've been doing this for 30 years. We promise you that you're going to learn something that you can take out that day and help you close business. From my personal experience, I know that many homeowners that you talk to are looking to work with a credible expert who is knowledgeable, but they don't like being sold. The beautiful part about this process is it can be tailored for any personality type, any problem you may run into, and we're going to go through this in such a detail-oriented manner that you'll be prepared for any situation. From walking up and knocking on the door all the way through buttoning up the deal, we will teach you the nuanced art form that is one-call closing. This is a skill set that helped me make multiple six-figure income for years and years, and now, because I get to sit on this side of the camera, I get to pass that skill set along to you. I hope you're up to the task, because I'll tell you, this is a 145-page book that we train over a 2-week span. It is coupled with our 11-part video series that's broken down so it's easy to digest. No matter what type of learner you are, we accommodate you. Now, at the end of our 2-week training process, you will have to pass a final exam, and it's not easy. You'll have to score at least an 85% on this final exam in order to become a certified sales warrior through the Grosso University program. And that's where the hard work begins. But if you're up to the task and you want to make life-changing money and cultivate a skill set that will permeate into all areas of your life, I invite you to join me in the Sales Academy Masterclass. We have classes that start on the second Monday of every month, and I look forward to seeing you in class. And as always here at Grosso University, yes, you are a closer. So you make them aware that the thing they are noticing is typically just a symptom of a larger problem. And then we move on to the third step in our process here in the cycle of motivation, which is to twist the knife, so to speak, create enough pain and trauma that they can no longer ignore this and kick the can down the road.
Is again, they don't know what they don't know. Like Dan said, almost nobody goes through the house with a fine-tooth comb. Those of you watching this video, you're probably in the business selling what you're selling. Do you know how many windows and doors you have in your house right now? Can you tell me the exact condition of each one of those? You don't know, but that's just human nature, right? But people put things off. So I need to make sure at the end of the day that they are fully, wholeheartedly committing to getting this work done. Now, I'm sure you'd agree it's really difficult to create awareness and pain and trauma if I'm doing the inspection by myself.
Yeah, and if we're diagnosing the problem together, I can basically discover it with the homeowner and get them to tell me how bad it is. They're totally bought in. They said it, not me. I'm not arguing with anybody.
So I was on a window lead. The customers only wanted their patio door replaced. They said, we're just looking for a patio door, nothing else. I said, well, since I'm here anyway, what we'll do is we'll do a health check on a couple of the windows in the same area. That way, if we're fortunate enough to earn your business on that patio door at some point in the future, I can actually price lock the windows for the next 12 months. That way, if any of those, you notice any issue, we can give you a quote right over the phone. We'd have to inconvenience you one more time. So I get in to start measuring and inspecting the windows, and they were in far worse condition than the patio door. I'm talking covered in mold, rotting out. They're basically almost falling out of the house, and they had no idea. Long story short, I ended up selling a 15 grand in windows, didn't even touch the door because people make new decisions based on new information. But this is also, in my opinion, one of the most powerful steps in the sales process where you can truly be that agent of influence and really take control as a thermostat, not the thermometer. But this is how powerful the inspection is, because once you get your foot in the door to create that awareness and educate them that if this problem's not solved, the additional pain and trauma that could be caused could be far more severe than their desire to hang on to that money, put it in their bank account. If the pain and trauma is severe enough, they're far more likely to shell out their hard-earned money for a solution. So and that's all about the value proposition. Part of your unique value proposition is the problems that you are solving. My simple challenge is, as we were doing that word track earlier, I was asking Joe, how much money would you invest in a product or service that does not solve your problems? Guess which problems I'm talking about? The problems we uncovered during the inspection. So depending on what product or service you're selling, there's going to be all kinds of clever tools you can use to make this easier for you, which not only is going to help you create urgency, but it's also highly impressive. You're literally performing a true professional health check and analysis of their existing home and structure. And last thing I just wanted to ask you on this, how important is it for salespeople to become experts in their profession, meaning knowing how a house actually operates and functions?
It's everything, man. I mean, all these systems are tied together. So the amount of windows I sold to homeowners, because I was an HVAC technician for 5 years, I know how your HVAC system works, and I could describe how that system is being stressed out by your inefficient windows. And that's why you have all of these registers on the outside walls blanketing windows and doors, because they know they're putting cheap windows in this house, so we deal with air infiltration. So if you can explain to them how their systems operate together, the ROI is not just about energy savings. Now it's about preserving the life of your secondary system, like a furnace and air conditioner, reducing the amount of maintenance you have to do on those things. There's so many benefits that you can talk about with people, and then it becomes a no-brainer.
What I found personally, just to simplify it, the more invested they were in the sales process, especially the inspection, the more likely they were to invest in my solution. So get them hands-on, put things in their hands, have them help you hold the tape measure, make it a whole interactive experience. And especially if they're writing things down, what is that doing in their mind to their belief system?
No, now it sticks. They can't ignore it. Yep. They can't even miss it. You'd be like, hey, that window in the bedroom here, Mary, you see the mold down here? Can you just write mold on there real quick? And then I'd take out a piece of tape and put it on the window and write mold.
And then she writes mold on there 6 times, for each of the windows.
Right, over and over again. You want to get repetition in there. At the end of it, it's like, well, your house has stage 2 cancer right now. You guys want to start chemo? You want to wait till it blows out to stage 4. We have to do full gut job, remodel, full frame tear out, secondary structural damage. Like, there's no avoiding this anymore. We can either nip this in the bud for the best price point possible, or we can keep ignoring it.
If you've done the inspection right, customer's feeling alarm right now. And if you haven't been doing the inspection this way for a long time, you've probably been able to get away without that peace of mind piece at the end, that we can take care of it, we know what we're doing. But as soon as you start doing the inspection right and they're feeling alarm, that's going to be critical, because unless you calm their nerves, the next part is going to be really hard to pull off properly with their full attention.
Keep drilling and role-playing to master this critical step of the 11-step process. And as always, keep leveraging the amazing power of Siro so you can learn best practices from the top performers in your organization. On behalf of the three of us here in the studio, yes, you are a closer.